The kitchen's really unique in this way because we have these two spaces on top of each other that pretty much have the same footprint. We're able to kind of have this very non-hierarchical presentation of visual and performing arts, which I think doesn't really happen in any other space in New York or, maybe even the country. But, and, you know, and I think it was Marina Rosenfeld said the other week to me, like, if you're wondering if an artist should go in the gallery or theater, that means they're really a kitchen artist. So this means like, you know, these two spaces are not, opposed to each other in any way. Like we really think of them as like working in tandem with each other. And, so often artists come to us with a project and kind of ask for our advice on where it should be presented, or they think it should be presented in one space, and we might talk to them about how it may be appropriate for another space. But it's really about audience proximity and engagement and like the temporalities that they're dealing with within, the particular work they're presenting. So, questions that I often ask are, are you offended if an audience member comes in for 10 seconds instead of stays for an hour? Or, how sensitive are you to street noise? And, if you want to use the theater as an exhibition space, you can hear every single thing that happens in the lobby. So there are a lot of these practical details, but I also think, our gallery used to be another black box theater, and it only recently, in the past, I think it was 12 years ago, became like a white cube gallery, but it still feels very theatrical in this way, and has a lighting grid and has a very good sound system, and that has really allowed our exhibitions to, take on a somewhat more theatrical nature, but also push artists in this way to work with lighting and sound. And I don't know, I think about the kind of like the audience trajectory in a way that isn't necessarily natural or, an issue in other spaces, particularly in Chelsea where people are kind of going from gallery to gallery to gallery, and it's very like flat lighting and it's very quiet. And, for us to have someone come off the street who's just been at Zwerner or been at any other gallery in the neighborhood to come into the kitchen, it's a very particular like journey to like come to the second floor, like enter into this somewhat foreign space. You don't know what you're gonna see when you turn this corner or you open the theater doors, and that kind of like creation of like a very particular world within our institution is, I think, a singular opportunity for artists who work with us.